great virtue of wisdom of Nagarjuna. Opening parenthesis. Mahaprajnaparamita Sastra. Etienne Lamotte. Composed by the Bodhisattva Nagarjuna and translated by the Tripitaka Dharma Karaya Kumarajiva of the land of Kucha. Under the later scene. Translated from the French. By Galongma Karma Migmi Chodron. Chapter 17. The Virtue of Generosity. Sutra. The Buddha said to Sariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva who abides in the Prajnaparamita by the method of non-abiding should fulfill the virtue of generosity by the method of refraining. By refraining from distinguishing the donor, the recipient and the gift given. 1. Definitions of Prajnaparamita. Sastra. Question. What is Prajnaparamita? Answer. 1. Some say, the root of pure wisdom is the distinctive characteristic of Prajnaparamita. Why? Because the foremost of all the wisdoms is called Prajnaparamita. The root of pure wisdom is the foremost wisdom. This is why the root of pure wisdom is called Prajnaparamita. Question. How can the bodhisattva who has not cut the bonds practice a pure wisdom? Answer. A. Although the bodhisattva has not cut the bonds, he practices a semblance of pure Prajnaparamita. This is why it is said that he practices pure Prajnaparamita. It is like the Sravaka who practices the four Nirveda Bhagyas called heat, summit, patience and supreme mundane dharma. At the beginning, he practices a semblance of the pure dharmas and later it is easy for him to produce the acquiescence that gives rise to the knowledge relating to suffering. B. Furthermore, some say that there are two kinds of bodhisattvas. The one who has cut the fetters and is pure, and the one who has not cut the fetters and is impure. Only the bodhisattva who has cut the fetters and is pure can practice the pure Prajnaparamita. Question. But if the bodhisattva has cut the bonds and is pure, why does he still practice the Prajnaparamita? Answer. A. Although he has cut the bonds, he has not yet perfected the 10 bhumas which constitute the great bodhisattva's career, nor has he adorned the Buddhafields, nor converted beings. This is why he still practices the Prajnaparamita. B. Furthermore, there are two ways of cutting the bonds. 1. Cutting the 3 poisons of passion, aggression and ignorance and detaching one's mind from the 5 objects of enjoyment favored by men and gods. 2. While being detached from the 5 objects of enjoyment favored by men and gods, not being detached from the 5 objects of enjoyment that are the fruits of retribution of the bodhisattva qualities. This is why the bodhisattva must still practice the Prajnaparamita. The temptation of Anuruddha. Thus, when the ayusmat Anilu teou was sitting in absorption in a forest, some goddesses, the beautiful ngai, etc., with the beautiful and wonderful pure bodies, came to tempt him. Anuruddha said, "Let these sisters become blue and not show any mixed colors." He wanted to contemplate the impurities of their bodies in this way, but he did not succeed in seeing any. And it was the same when, at his request, they took on a yellow, red and white color. Then Anuruddha closed his eyes and did not look at them. He said, "May these sisters go away." At that moment, the goddesses disappeared. If their celestial shapes, the reward of their merits intruded on Anuruddha in this way. What could be said about the 5 objects of enjoyment that are the fruit of retribution of the immense qualities of the bodhisattvas, except that they solicit the bodhisattva even more? The dance of Mahakassapa. When Drumma, king of the Kimnaras along with 84,000 Kimnaras came to the Buddha to play the lute, sing verses and pay homage to the Buddha, Sumeru, king of the mountains, all the trees on the mountains, the people and animals all started to dance. The assembly surrounding the Buddha, including Mahakassapa, could not sit still on their seats. Then the Bodhisattva Tien Shu asked the ayusmat Mahakassapa, "Old man, previously you were foremost among those who observe the 12 dutas. Why can you not sit still on your seat?" Mahakāshyapa answered, "The 5 objects of enjoyment of the threefold world cannot make me agitated. But the superknowledges of the bodhisattva Dharma, by virtue of the fruit of retribution of qualities, put me in such a state that I am no longer myself and I cannot stay still. The winds that arise from the 4 cardinal directions cannot shake Mount Sumeru, but, at the end of the great Kalpa, the Pai Lan winds arise and blow on Mount Sumeru like a pile of straw. This is why we know that in the bodhisattva one of the 2 categories of bonds has not been broken. The bodhisattva must therefore still practice the prajnaparamita. This is what the Apaitan explains. 2. Others also say, the prajnaparamita is an impure wisdom. Why? Before the bodhisattva cut his bonds under the Bodhi tree, he already had great wisdom and immense qualities, but his passions were not yet cut. This is why they say that the bodhisattva's prajnaparamita is an impure wisdom. 3. Others also say, during the interval of time between the first production of the mind of body until his enlightenment,